Alrighty, another tutorial, this time for Dirge IL, the setup and how to do the jumpstab cancels. This won't be like the most optimized kind of way of doing it, I'll tell you straight ahead, because the way Hammer does it in his world record in NTA is just faster. But I just haven't been able to find a consistent setup for that one, so if you want to go all out and try to beat his record, just ask him if he feels like sharing that information with you, or just try and imitate him. Also, I'm probably still not the most qualified person to talk about this, because even though Wacky hasn't been playing in a while, she's still like better than I am at Dirge, or at least she always was. But this strategy will still allow you to get a somewhat consistent setup to go for the jumpstab cancels, which you can see in Hammer's IL, in my HTA IL, even though it's only second place because the rest was garbage. But, and yeah, this might even be useful in a boss rush, honestly, because it feels like it might be consistent enough if you want to go for crazy times. It's a lot riskier than what people usually go for, but it might be worth a shot if you want to improve your Dirge. Especially since you can vary the, let's say, you can vary the risk at which you go for that shot. And if you don't exactly want the jump step cancel, but just a fast wallstun, you can do it a lot safer as well. Anyway, let's get started. As always, on the left side, modern revamped controls. You can see my controller. So you'll instantly get on aggro and spam the horse button instead of doing a fast start. That's just for timing reasons. And then you go up to that pillar and try to go for a very slight turn right next to it. Hammer goes way earlier. I guess that's how you do it faster, but this way seems more consistent to me. For me personally, at least. That's how it always worked for me. So you want to go past the pillar and then do a very slight turn. Like if you draw a little angle from where aggro is initially headed, and then where he leaves the pillar, if you look at it from the top, the angle would definitely be more than 90 degrees. Like more than a right angle. So you don't go directly, but you take a very slight angle to it. But here is actually where you can make this whole thing a little easier. Like, if you don't want to risk the IO completely, you can turn a little bit more. That way you won't be running directly into a wall, and Dirge doesn't go under the sand if you miss once. So that's where you can kind of tune the difficulty of it. But even with with a stronger angle to it, if you like turn a little more, you can still get like a 17 or 18 wallstun, just without the setup for the jump step cancels. But for a boss rush it would still be more than enough. Just experiment with it. The rest works completely the same no matter what you go for. But as you see, I turn only slightly and directly turn away. So you're directly running at a wall, basically. I do it blindly. Wacky always had some kind of setup for it, where she looked at the wall and yeah, had some kind of marker for it. Ask her about the details, I'm sure she will be happy to explain it. If not, I'm sorry, Wacky. But yeah, slight turn. You go into a wall almost at an angle where you can turn to the right and barely miss the wall, because that's what you actually want to do. And if Dirge comes some kind of from the side like that, you're doing it right. It looks very scary to land the arrow shot here, but it's actually somewhat consistent. Here you wait a little for Dirge to turn, because then he's going more of a direct angle into a wall. Oh, yeah. And once he turns, if you look at the arrow here, I'll just let it play and then I'll explain it. So here what I do is I kind of go to the right with the arrow while shooting it. It looks insane, but I guarantee you it's consistent. I don't know how it works, I don't know why it works, but if you swipe from the left to the right and shoot it in between, it hits the eye a lot. Like, you could think it's the most craziest arrow shot ever, but if I really practice this, I can probably do it like more than 50% of the time. Like, very often. Here again, see, I swipe over his face and kind of shoot where the arrow would be slightly to the right of Dirge. So you're obviously aiming for his left eye. Again, Hammer, I think, aims for the right eye and does it even crazier and gets an earlier wallstun. Doesn't matter. I think I'll play it at full speed again after this tutorial without too much like commentary. And if you, with aggro, while turning to the right side, you don't want to go to the left like you usually do in an IL, you want to go to the right side and barely make it. If you are touching the wall like that, you have a perfect setup. That's when you know you did the angle right. If you have a lot more leeway, maybe try turning less or turning more, depending on what exactly the problem is there. And as you see, as Dirge hits this position, something magical happens. Dirge just turns sideways. And that's when you know, when Dirge turns sideways like that in the cutscene, that you got the right setup. So let's see what the timing on that one was. 17 point something. And if Dirge is like that in the sand, you can directly go for a jump step off aggro. And you want to kind of aim here, to the right side at the bottom where you almost hit the sand. That's where you can actually cancel the jump stabs. It's a little bit tough to do it directly. Hammer did it in this recording I just did. I don't, because I suck. But even if you hit it like that with a jump stab, it's still faster. And here I do a little slow thing where I show the idea of jump stab cancels. Basically, if you jump stab just to the right of the sigil, almost into the sand, like in this little bit of fur where the sand isn't quite there yet, right on the edge, you can cancel the jump stabs. As you see here. I do it twice just to show the idea. Even if you hear a clink sound, it still does damage. That's more useful on HTA. On NTA, you just want to do 2 jump stabs and then a third of a stab and roll out if you have classic controls. And yeah, that guarantees the fast Dirge. I'm gonna play the whole thing again, and then yeah, that shall be enough. The tutorial is long enough anyway because I talk too much. Yeah. Get on aggro. Turn at a very, very slight angle. So you're running diagonally towards the wall. Swipe, shoot, turn barely around to the right side. Jump step the hell out of his sigil. Yeah, if you want to know stuff about how to do one cycle, watch Plush's tutorial. On HTA you can do the jump step cancel 4 times in a row. If you want to see that, watch my second place Dirge IL, which on HTA, which I will improve as soon as Wacky's record gets beaten, because I don't want to beat it myself. Yeah. Anyway, I feel like that should be enough to get you started. If you have any questions, ask me on Discord. I'm always glad to help. And good luck with your runs. Hopefully this is helpful.